This is pretty classic Miami Beach. Many of these hotels you've probably seen in films or just iconic photos. And they've got to have a CVS handy for everybody. Here's the Colony Hotel. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are in Miami Beach, Florida for the first time ever, and I'm doing a series of videos here, and one of them is going to be about Gianni Versace. Now this is a video I've wanted to do for a while now. Everybody knows the name Gianni Versace. He was an Italian designer, and he made his brand Versace world famous. And he lived right off of Ocean Drive here in Miami Beach for quite a while. And his life was taken from him tragically at the age of 50 by a man who was a serial killer. And we'll talk about that in just a second. Now I'm gonna kind of take the back alleyway over here just for the simple reason that the music on the main drag is pretty loud. So for a little information, Gianni Versace was born in Italy back in 1946. And he was the man behind a lot of different things: fragrances, makeup, clothing, furnishings. He did a little bit of everything, and he was friends with people like Eric Clapton, Princess Diana, Elton John, Madonna, Tupac. And he was one of the first designers to actually link fashion to the music world. And he became very well known very fast. These alleys definitely have a different feel to them. Now here's the weird thing. Over here it's pretty much all shops, hotels, luxury condos, but right here was the actual home of Gianni Versace. It's kind of weird to think that this was his actual house right amongst all these luxury hotels and everything else. It's now a boutique hotel, but this is the back of it. Now let's rewind the clock to July 15th, 1997. Gianni Versace was about to go on a morning walk to get his morning magazines. Now usually he didn't do this, he had an assistant that would come and do it, but on this day he decided to take a little morning walk to go pick up some things, and this is when everything all went down. And it's pretty sad because the person who ended up shooting him was a serial killer by the name of Andrew Cunanan. And he claimed to be friends with Versace. Whether or not they had ever even met, nobody really knows. But this was a really sad thing, especially because he was a very popular guy here in Miami Beach. Very well loved, respected. And we'll get up here and I'll show you where it happened. Here's a little look at part of the mansion here. And check out this on the gate. Pretty interesting how this is still here. Now Andrew Cunanan, he had murdered 4 other people up till that point. One of the others was a pretty prestigious real estate investor in Chicago by the name of Lee Miglin. But when Versace was on his way coming back here, Andrew Cunanan came up behind him and fired a shot into the back of his head, and he went down on these stairs right up here. This is the former mansion, Gianni Versace, and there are several pictures of him on these stairs right here. Right over here is where it all happened. Here's a little look at it from the front. Now Andrew Cunanan was actually found deceased himself, self-inflicted, I believe 6 days later on a boat not too far away from here. But it's pretty insane because he was telling everybody that he knew and was friends with all these celebrities, that he was friends with Versace. Very delusional man, if you really think about it. But he approached him right over here. Now I'll insert a couple of photos of the crime scene, how it looked then versus, you know, kind of compare it to how it looks now. It is very busy here because it is a current restaurant and a boutique hotel. You can stay in here. It'll cost you about $500 a night. But this is Versace's mansion here in Miami Beach, Florida. There's another look in here. And at some point maybe we'll come in and stay here so you can see the inside of it. That would be pretty cool. Now I should note also that you can stay here. It costs, last time I looked, it cost about $500 a night to stay here. But you can come here for a meal and kind of get a look inside the property. So one of these days I think we're going to come back and do that. Tonight we can't because I have my dog with, and it is not a pet-friendly establishment. But you know, we definitely want to come back and check this place out in a little more detail. But this place is just massive. Now that was a very tragic moment in history, and I don't always like having to do the true crime locations, but I feel that it's really important to showcase things like that, not so much in the case of the killer, but to keep people's memory alive. And sorry for the music. I know that that's not really, it doesn't really fit the theme of this video, but it is Miami Beach and this place is kind of party central. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and you know, it's been a long time, but still, Gianni Versace, his name is still out there, and he's still one of the biggest brands out there. But thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody.